The deadlift is super dangerous. Well, actually, it isn't. It's how most people are told to do it. That absolutely is. And your lower back has been keeping score this entire time, because you're not going to feel the mistake today. You're going to feel it 5 years down the line when you go to pick up your kid and it puts you on the floor. So I'm going to show you exactly why the standard cues are failing you at the deadlift and how to actually load this thing without paying for it later. It's going to look a little different for everybody, and at the end of this video I'm going to show you exactly the perfect setup no matter what your proportions are, how to conventionally deadlift, perfect for your body type. So let's get right in. Deadlifts don't hurt backs. Bad loading patterns do. This is when you're spilling out energy during the deadlift and the structure itself is not supporting itself, so your body isn't supporting itself through the hinge pattern. It's a very basic movement. This is literally just a movement of leaning over and picking something up. This is something that everybody at any age, at any point in life does. Deadlifts aren't dangerous. You do them whenever something falls on the ground, you have to pick it up. If your core, your hips, your knees, and your back aren't working in conjunction, then something is gonna take the brunt of that force that you were picking up off the floor. And it's the cue that is the most standard one that's actually causing the most damage to everybody. And it actually sounds like it's good advice. So we all know that we need to be able to protect our back. We know that that's the center around the movement that we have to keep safe. And that is the primary issue that we need to address right now. So are your hips able to move? Are your hamstrings or your glutes restricting you? Are the front parts of your hips restricting you? And is your core actually helping you? Not your abs, your entire core. Keeping your back flat. Everyone's heard it. You're deadlifting, like, straighten your back, keep your back flat. A lot of times that cue is so vague and so general that it is very easy for you to over accentuate extension, and you end up heavily arching your back, adding way too much tension to the lower back. You completely lose the brace in your core, and you're not even being mindful of how your hips are moving. Are they hinging? Are they articulating? Are they utilizing and moving the way that they need to be able to move? So let's dive into the 3 primary failures of the deadlift and why it's hurting your back. First and foremost is you bracing. Now when you're actively bracing, it needs to be a global core brace. You need to be able to pull in to increase abdominal pressure. You need to be able to pull your ribs down. You need to be able to keep your hips pulled in and tight, loose enough to move in this frontal plane. And your glutes need to be able to maintain proper tension as you lengthen them and shorten them as you go down and then come up. The best way to do this is take a nice deep breath. Put your fingers just on either side of your rectus abdominis, so your abs. Push in, deep breath, and then push down and push out, and that is going to increase your intra-abdominal pressure, stabilizing the spine, adding more pressure down into the hips. This stabilizing feeling, this pressure, is going to help your body feel safe to produce more force, and it's going to keep it more secure, so there's no small additional movements. Now this is where a lot of people will also have a lot of dysfunction in the hips and not be able to utilize the legs in the proper form when it comes to deadlift. It's going to look a little different for everybody, and at the end of this video I'm going to show you exactly the perfect setup no matter what your proportions are, how to conventionally deadlift, perfect for your body type. So a lot of people, when they go to hinge, they just kind of squat down and they end up doing more of a squat pattern because they lower their hips before they get to the bar or after they get to the bar, and they're focusing more on leg drive to pick up the bar, to squat up versus hinge down and hinge up. Bar path, everyone does this because no one wants the bar to touch their legs because it hurts. It isn't comfortable, especially if you're not used to it. You will get used to it a lot like a barbell back squat for the first time. That's something that you can get over with time and consideration. Slow the movement down. Is bar path needs to be A to B. A to B. A lot of people will arch it around their legs to completely avoid hitting their knees or dragging the bar up their legs and not touching their shins. And so you have more of a curved path than you do a just straight bar path. You have a lot of energy spill, you waste a lot of effort, as well as the movement pattern allows for different body mechanics, and you end up having the load be further out in front of you, further than it needs to be, and you end up loading your lower back a little bit more because you have to be able to pull that bar back before you get into position as you're coming up, versus having the bar already in position so you can just come straight up. So let's address keep your back straight a little bit more. This cue ends up translating to most people as just keeping your body as rigid as possible. And yes, you want to create a lot of tension in your body to create more potential energy, but that itself is going to end up destroying so much of the movement pattern in the body communicating with itself to make this movement way more efficient. This is more, honestly, you need to focus more about intra-abdominal pressure to create more stability, which is going to allow your body to feel safer to produce more force versus just spinal posture. Our bodies are allowed to flex and extend within certain degrees that are still extremely safe. Over time, you create a lot of miscommunication in your hips, and that leads to bad movement patterns later, which end up leading to the lower back taking load on random everyday movements, even just walking. So we're going to go through several checkpoints for the absolute perfect deadlift. First and foremost, the bar needs to be halfway across your foot. This is between the toes and the heel, not the front part of your ankle and your toes. If it's between the toes and the heel, it's going to be 1 to 2 inches in front of your shin bone, so your tibia. Your feet typically need to be about hip width apart, feet facing forward, knees in line with toes. From there, you want to take a very nice deep breath in, just like we talked about earlier. Be able to put your fingers in the side real quick if you're not used to bracing. Push out and pull in at the same time to increase intra-abdominal pressure. You want to pre-engage the lats a little bit. A lot of people have this cue where they stick their arms out in front of them and pull them back while tightening their lats. From there, you are going to push your butt back, hinge down, reach for the bar. You should be able to hold this brace as you're going to reach for the bar to get into position initially. After you start reaching down, go ahead and put your hands just outside of your legs, so they should just be slightly outside of the width of your hips. And then when you grab the bar, you are going to go ahead. You are going to slowly wind up the movement by lowering your hips while keeping your lats tight. This is going to pull the bar to your shins. Now, as soon as that bar touches your shins, you are in the perfect anatomical position for your body type, your body length, your body proportions, to be able to pull that bar up from the ground with everything being in perfect position. Feet, toes, knees, hips, arms, back, core, everything's in alignment, everything's at the perfect angle. From there, you want to slowly pull up till you hear a little click from the bar that is pulling the slack out. You're going to create more potential energy in the movement, more elastic potential from the muscles. From there, you're going to be able to forcefully breathe out from the movement as you pull from the ground, keeping that bar on your legs the entire time to keep this an A to B movement. This is extremely movement efficient. This is going to allow you to maximize on your movement efficiency, not waste any energy, keep the bar, your body, and everything as safe as possible and as efficient as possible. Once you get to the top, take another deep breath, brace your core, set the bar back down with control, and that is how you perform the perfect deadlift. Now, that is the perfect checklist. It does work for absolutely everybody as long as you're in tune enough with your body to be able to hold those cues and positions with the timing and the breathing pattern. With all that being said, I hope this helps you perfect your deadlift and make it a little bit more efficient for you. It should be pain-free. If it's still painful, then honestly, you should consult a medical professional, because at that point, honestly, there's probably something else much deeper going on or a lot more chronic that you've been dealing with for a long period of time, which is a whole other side of this. But That is how you perform the perfect deadlift. If you don't believe me, go check out Eddie Hall, check out Hafthor Bjornsson, two of the strongest deadlifters in the entire world for a more conventional style deadlift, that is. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps. If it did help, you're welcome. If it didn't, well, you didn't do it right. But honestly, I really do hope it helps. Make sure if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel for more information and follow along for the fitness journey personally for me, as well as a whole bunch of other fitness advice that I like posting on this channel. Old videos, different exercise videos, different workouts, as well as just general advice to actually have better insight to better programming with everything. So as always, stay grinding, stay small, and of course stay silly. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till then, later.